Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Dexter Calo. So today we are going to talk about how I got all A's on all my classes. A little academic background about myself. I'm majoring in medical studies in hopes to go to medical school. I took a total of 6 classes. This was actually my first semester of college. I actually did a video on my reflection about my first semester, so if you want to go check that out, I'll leave a link down below. I had a total of 18 credits the previous semester and I managed to get all A's. But yeah, that's what this video is about, giving you guys tips on how I did that. So I guess my number one tip for your first semester, or like any semester in general, is to go through the syllabus. Figure out when the due dates are for the midterms, the final exams, the unit exams, and put it in your planner. Whether it's physical planner or digital planner, it's on your phone or anywhere in your room. I actually have the calendar and the syllabus printed out and attached to the wall of my room, just because I like to, when I'm working in my desk right here, I like to look over and be like, oh, okay, so whatever assignment is due that day. Make sure you always have it on you. My second tip for you guys is, if you do not understand like the content that the professor is lecturing on, go and seek help, whether that's through tutoring. I know my school does online and in-person tutoring. I go there once in a while. Oh, there's also this thing, like, it's really cool. They have specific times that's also on the syllabus. I think it's called professor's office hours. Yeah, that's really cool too, because you can literally ask the professor, the person that's teaching that course, your own personal questions that you don't get. They'll be willing to answer you guys on the spot. Not only will you get the information you need, but you're allowing yourself to be known by this professor, so you just literally win both ways. I think office hours is really cool. I'm glad they have that, you know? Alright, so tip number 3 is evaluate your note-taking method. What I mean by that, if last semester you think the way you took notes didn't work for you, yet you need to fix that. Like, if you don't look back at your notes to review, then don't take those types of notes. Find a way to better approach it. Maybe try a new template. If you were used to writing it on paper, try maybe writing it online on a Google Docs or Word document. If you're used to typing your notes online, then maybe try physically handwriting it. Maybe that would work better for you. Yeah, I will do a further in-depth video of how I took notes. To sum up my note-taking strategy is I have color codes for everything. People say that, oh, I'm a visual learner. I'm pretty sure everyone's a visual learner. You just gotta find your ways around that. For me, it's just color coding. I would put pictures once in a while, but I feel like that can be distracting to the content. Again, you have to find a way that best works for you. Every person is different. Everyone learns different. So once you get the note-taking down, you will definitely have less stress when it comes to finals. Tip number 4, try to be on track. Even better, try to go ahead. However, there are pros and cons again to doing this, but in college, in my situation, having 18 credits was a lot. Felt that I needed to go ahead, because also, like, life happens and you never know what situation arises. You want to give that time frame for anything that needs to be taken care of before homework and setting. So being ahead will always like put you in a good standing academically. I'm not saying that going out with your friends is a legitimate reason to hold off homework, but if you are ahead, then you kind of do have the time to do it and you can go have fun. So that's why it's better to always stay ahead, just so you make that extra time for yourself and for anything that comes in your way. The way I did this is by making a plan. Again, I will do a further in-depth video about it, but making a plan by realizing the amount of workload that you have within those classes. So what I mean by that, go through your syllabus. Again, tip number 1, go through your syllabus, know what's due, know when it's due, and then find a way to find like a routine, a work routine. Try to find a homework routine for those classes all in 1 week. Every week you have some readings to do if you need to for every class, review any lectures, PowerPoints, make some notes, anything you need to do. Habits, I've learned that habits are way more powerful than motivation. Once you create the habit of like doing these routine tasks for every class of every week, then you just get into this zone of getting everything done and retaining more information than you need to do during finals week. I think the last tip is kind of what secured my A in all my classes, and also what helped me not stress over finals week, because finals week is very like chaotic, especially when you're taking really hard classes or you're taking a lot of classes. So I would have to say that I think you need to try your absolute best all your classes the entire semester, so that when it comes down to finals week, whether you get an A, B, C, or D, or maybe even F, like you would still have an A in that class. Do every homework, task, or whatever you need to do for each class as accurately as possible so you can accumulate all those points. So when it comes down to finals week, you don't really have to stress about getting an A or getting a B in that final, just because you have enough just to secure that A or B. And also, I'm not saying that don't take your finals seriously. It's that it's a big weight off your shoulders, knowing that you put so much work already in the semester that you can study just enough to get a good grade. I didn't stress as much as I thought I would, just because I did really well. Again, reflecting back to that first semester, it was a hard transition and a lot of work, but it really paid off because my finals were actually quite lower than all my uni exams throughout the semester. But in the end, it didn't really matter because whatever I got in the final, I still got that A. But again, you should never have the mentality of just being enough to get an A in the class, because you always want to be the best version of yourself. So make sure you just keep on. If you did not do well in one test, do not worry about it. It's just a sign that you just need to work harder and smarter, hopefully. So that is it for the tips and strategies that you can use to get A's in all your classes. Let me know which tip are you gonna use and incorporate in your following semester. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't to see more content. Yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.